Alright, picture this. You're at the grocery store, you buy a pack of gum, and the cashier hands you some change. You barely glance at it before stuffing it in your pocket. But what if I told you that one of those pennies could be worth $1.3 million? That's right, a single 2020 D. Lincoln penny, just like the one you might have right now, has sold for a life-changing amount of money. Now, I know what you're thinking. A 2020 penny? Those just came out. How can it be rare? Well, my friend, that's exactly what we're about to dive into. Today, we're talking about the 2020 D. Lincoln penny, why one of them sold for over $1 million, how to check if you have one, and of course, some coin hunting strategies to help you find valuable coins in your everyday change. So grab your coffee, get comfortable, and let's uncover some hidden treasure. What makes this particular 2020 D penny so valuable? After all, millions of these were minted. Well, the answer lies in a rare mint error. This specific penny has a dramatic double die obverse, meaning Lincoln's face and inscriptions are slightly doubled, creating a unique and highly sought-after visual effect. Collectors go crazy for doubling errors, especially when they're this pronounced. And to make things even rarer, this error was only found on a handful of 2020 D pennies. Now, let me tell you a quick story. A buddy of mine, we'll call him Dave, got one of these pennies in his pocket change. He didn't think much of it at first, but he noticed something weird about Lincoln's face. He jokingly said, "Looks like Honest Abe had a little too much coffee this morning." Turns out, he was staring at one of the rarest modern pennies in existence. Long story short, he sent it off to be graded, and guess what? It came back as a top-tier error coin. He didn't hit the $1.3 million jackpot, but he still made a solid 5 figures off a coin he almost ignored. How to spot a 2020 D penny worth money if you're digging through your change right now? Good. The D mint mark under the date means it was struck at the Denver Mint. If you don't see a D, keep looking. Doubling on Lincoln's face and letters. Look closely at Lincoln's profile, especially his eye and lips. The doubling should be noticeable even without a magnifying glass, but a jeweler's loupe will make it much easier to see. Strong luster and good condition. The highest value error pennies are in top condition. If yours looks crisp and shiny, you're in luck. Now, before you run to sell it, let's talk about grading. Getting your penny authenticated and graded so you think you've got the golden ticket. What's next? You'll need to have it authenticated by a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. The better the grade, the higher the price. Coins that sell for top dollar are usually graded MS 67 or higher. Don't clean your coin. I know it's tempting to make it all shiny, but cleaning actually lowers the value. Collectors prefer coins in their original, unaltered state, even if they look a little dirty. Current market value of the 2020 D error penny, the $1 million penny we're talking about, was a one-of-a-kind. But even if yours isn't the record-breaking coin, you could still be looking at a serious payday. A lower-grade version of this error penny can still fetch hundreds to thousands of dollars. If you've got one in near-perfect condition, you could be looking at 5 or 6 figures. So next time you're about to toss a penny aside, remember, it might just be worth more than your car. Other modern pennies worth money now. If you don't find a 2020 D error penny, don't worry. There are plenty of other modern pennies that are worth serious cash. Some examples can sell for over $20,000, valued at thousands if found in high grade. Another valuable one worth checking for. Modern pennies can be surprisingly valuable, and they're still out there waiting to be found. So there you have it, the 2020 D penny that turned an everyday piece of pocket change into a $1.3 million jackpot. Who knew a tiny little coin could be worth more than a house? Now, here's your challenge. Go through your loose change, check your penny jar, and see if you've got a hidden treasure. And if you do, don't forget to get it authenticated before you start spending it on a new car. If you enjoyed this and want to learn more about coins worth big money, make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell. I've got plenty more coin hunting tips and tricks coming your way, and you don't want to miss them. Ever thought the humble penny in your pocket could be worth a fortune? Well, grab your magnifying glasses, because today we're diving into the fascinating world of the 1973 no mint mark Lincoln penny. Spoiler alert, while it might not make you a millionaire overnight, there's still plenty of value to uncover. Let's get started. First things first, let's talk about what makes the 1973 Lincoln penny special. In 1973, the Philadelphia Mint produced over 3.7 billion of these pennies. Yep, that's billion with a B. These coins don't have a mint mark, which is standard for Philadelphia minted coins. They're composed of 95% copper and 5% zinc, giving them that classic reddish-brown hue we all know. Now, you might be thinking, with so many minted, how could my 1973 penny be worth more than a cent? Great question. The value of these pennies largely depends on their condition. Coins that have never been circulated, known as uncirculated or mint-state coins, are the real gems. For instance, a 1973 no-mint mark penny in pristine condition graded as MS67 plus RD, that's fancy coin lingo for mint-state 67 with red coloration, fetched a whopping $3,850 at an auction in 2020. Not too shabby for a penny, right? Let's break down this grading business. Coins are graded on the Sheldon scale, which ranges from 1 to 70. The higher the number, the better the condition. An MS67 grade means the coin has very few imperfections and boasts strong luster. The RD designation indicates that the coin retains at least 95% of its original red color, which collectors find particularly desirable. But wait, there's more. Some 1973 pennies come with unique errors, making them even more valuable. One such error is the double die, where the coin's design elements appear doubled due to a misalignment during minting. Spotting a double die on your 1973 penny could mean it's worth anywhere from $25 to $100, depending on the prominence of the error. Another intriguing error to look out for is the off-center strike. This happens when the coin isn't properly aligned during minting, resulting in a portion of the design being missing. The more off-center the strike, the more valuable the coin. Some of these errors have sold for upwards of $100. Let me share a little story. A few years back, I was sorting through a jar of old coins my grandmother had stashed away. Amidst the usual pocket change, I found a gleaming 1973 penny. At first glance, it seemed ordinary, but upon closer inspection, I noticed a slight doubling on the date. Excited, I had it appraised, and it turned out to be a double die error. I ended up selling that penny for $150. Not exactly early retirement money, but it was a thrilling discovery nonetheless. So, what's the takeaway here? While your 1973 no-mint mark penny might not make you a millionaire, it's definitely worth checking your change. You never know when you might stumble upon a coin that's worth more than its face value. Plus, coin collecting is a fun hobby that connects us to history in a tangible way. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the world of coin collecting and want to learn more about spotting valuable coins, hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell. I've got plenty more tips, tricks, and stories to share that'll help you turn pocket change into treasure. You're digging through your couch cushions, looking for some spare change for a coffee, and you stumble upon a penny. Just an ordinary, beat-up penny, or so you think. You toss it in your pocket, pay for your coffee, and move on with your day. Now, picture this. Someone else finds that same penny later, takes a closer look, and boom. It's a rare 2014 no-mint mark Lincoln penny worth a jaw-dropping $1.5 million. That's right, a 1-cent coin that could buy you a mansion, a sports car, or about 300,000 cups of coffee. And the kicker, you might have had one of these bad boys in your hands and never even knew it. Today, we're diving deep into the 2014 no-mint mark Lincoln penny, why it's so valuable, how to spot one, and how you can make sure you never accidentally spend a fortune on a pack of gum. Stick around, because by the end of this video, you're going to be checking your pennies like a detective on a crime scene. All right, so how does a regular old penny turn into a millionaire's dream? It all comes down to a rare minting error. Back in 2014, the U.S. Mint struck billions, yes, billions of Lincoln pennies. Most of them had the little d for Denver or P for Philadelphia mint marks, but a microscopic number somehow missed getting their mint mark altogether. The result? A batch of 2014 pennies with no mint mark at all. Now, normally, a missing mint mark wouldn't send collectors into a frenzy. But here's the twist, this wasn't just any error. These no mint mark pennies were struck using a highly detailed proof die, which was never meant for circulation. That means the details on these pennies are sharper, crisper, and way rarer than your average pocket change. Fast forward to today, and these ultra-rare pennies are commanding insane prices at auctions. The highest recorded sale? $1.5 million for a single penny. Talk about a glow-up. Now, before you go running to your penny jar like it's the last-minute winning lottery ticket, let's talk about how to identify one of these bad boys. This is the big one. If your 2014 penny is missing the P or D under the date, it's time to investigate further. The error pennies have an unusually sharp strike. If Lincoln's beard looks like it's been freshly trimmed at a high-end barber shop, you might be onto something. These coins have a proof-like shine to them, which makes them stand out. If it glistens more than your future after finding one, it's worth a closer look. Let me tell you a quick story about a time I almost had a life-changing coin in my hands and let it slip away. A few years ago, I was at a gas station, digging through my car's cup holder for change because, of course, I left my wallet at home. I found a couple of pennies, a sticky dime, and, get this, a super shiny, no mint mark Lincoln penny from 2014. Now, being the coin nerd that I am, I thought, this one looks kinda special, but I was in a rush. I handed it over, paid for my drink, and drove off. Later that night, I saw an article about a 2014 no mint mark penny selling for over $1 million, and my heart sank. I knew I had just spent one on a bottle of soda. The pain was real, folks. I don't even remember if the soda was any good. Always check your change before spending it. That 1 second decision could mean the difference between buying a soda and buying the entire gas station. So, what if you hit the jackpot and find one of these legendary pennies? First off, breathe. Try not to pass out. Do not clean it. Even the tiniest scratch can lower its value. Get it authenticated. Send it to a reputable coin grading service like PCGS or NGC. They'll verify if it's the real deal. Auction it smartly. Rare coins like this sell best at major auction houses like Heritage Auctions. Don't settle for a quick online sale. This coin is worth serious cash. And if you're feeling extra lucky, maybe buy a lottery ticket while you're at it. Who knows? Lightning might strike twice. All right, my fellow treasure hunters, we've covered a lot today. How a simple 2014 penny could be worth $1.5 million, how to spot one, and how to make sure you don't accidentally spend it on a pack of gum. Now it's your turn. Go check your piggy banks, your junk drawers, your car cup holders, heck, even your couch cushions. You never know where that life-changing penny might be hiding. And hey, if you enjoyed this video and want more tips on coins worth money, rare finds, and coin collecting strategies, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. I've got plenty more secrets to share that could put some serious cash in your pocket. All right, imagine this. You're digging through your couch cushions, looking for some loose change, maybe for a soda, maybe just out of habit. Your fingers brush against a penny, and you casually pull it out. Nothing special, right? Just a 1989 Lincoln penny, no mint mark. You almost toss it aside, but then you remember something. Wait a second. There was something about this coin. Something big. So, you hop on the internet, do a little digging, and bam, you realize you might be holding a $2 million treasure in your hand. That's right, folks. There is a 1989 Lincoln penny out there, one without a mint mark, that could be worth a life-changing amount of money. And today, I'm going to break it all down for you. We'll cover what makes this penny so rare, how to spot one, and most importantly, how you can turn your pocket change into a jackpot. Stick around, because by the end of this video, you might just be running to check your piggy bank. Now, before we get into the juicy details, let me tell you a quick story. A few years back, I was at a flea market, sifting through one of those big plastic bins of old coins. You know the ones, 50 cents a coin, random foreign currency, a few wheat pennies thrown in for good measure. I wasn't expecting much, just killing time. But then, I saw something weird. A 1989 penny, no mint mark. My heart did that little collector's skip-a-beat moment. I grabbed it, flipped it over, examined it closely. Could it be the one? It wasn't. It was just a normal 1989 penny worth 1 cent. But the thrill? That's what keeps us coin collectors going. And the truth is, someone will find this $1 million penny one day. Why not you? All right, let's break this down. The 1989 Lincoln penny was minted in huge numbers, billions of them. Most were struck in Philadelphia, which typically doesn't put a mint mark on pennies, Denver, which uses a D, or San Francisco, with an S. But every once in a while, a mistake slips through the cracks at the US Mint. In this case, we're talking about a 1989 penny that was supposed to have a mint mark, but doesn't. And this isn't just a case of, oh, the mint mark wore off over time. No, no, no. This was an actual minting error. That's what makes it rare. That's what makes it valuable. Great question. The reason this penny is fetching such an insane price is because of its extreme rarity. As of today, only one known example has surfaced. That's right, just one. And when something is one of a kind in the coin world, collectors lose their minds. Just a handful exist, and they've sold for hundreds of thousands, even millions. The same goes for the 1974 aluminum penny. It's all about scarcity. The fewer there are, the more collectors will pay. This 1989 no mint mark penny falls into that same elite category. Experts believe there could be more out there. Maybe in circulation, maybe tucked away in an old coin jar, maybe sitting in someone's junk drawer right now. If that's you, congratulations. You might be sitting on a small fortune. Now, if you're thinking, okay, how do I check if I have one? Make sure it's a 1989 penny. If it's a different year, move along. This is a very specific error. Or rather, the lack of one. A normal 1989 penny from Philadelphia won't have a mint mark, but this error coin is special. It was supposed to have one and doesn't. If it looks like the mint mark is missing but the surface looks off, like scratched or worn down, this penny is rumored to have been struck with a slightly different die, meaning the details might look just a little sharper or different compared to a regular 1989 cent. A magnifying glass or a jeweler's loupe can help you get a good look. If you think you have one, don't go running to eBay just yet. Take it to a professional coin grading service like PCGS or NGC. They'll tell you if it's the real deal or just another penny. Let's say you actually do find this golden ticket of a penny. Where do you go from there? Well, high-end coin auctions like Heritage Auctions or Stax Bowers would be the place to start. Private collectors would pay a premium for a coin this rare. And if you get the right buyers in the room, that $2 million estimate could go even higher. So, what did we learn today? First, always check your pocket change. You never know when a rare penny could slip into circulation. Second, if you find a 1989 Lincoln penny without a mint mark, don't just toss it aside. It could be worth a life-changing amount of money. And third, the thrill of coin collecting is real, folks. Sometimes, it's not even about the money. It's about the hunt. Now, I want to hear from you. Have you ever found a rare coin in your change? What's the coolest thing you've ever discovered? Drop a comment below and let's swap stories. And hey, if you want more tips on spotting valuable coins, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. You won't want to miss what I've got coming next. You're sifting through your spare change, and nestled among the nickels and dimes is a humble 2003 Lincoln penny. You toss it aside without a second thought. But what if I told you that very penny could be worth a staggering $2.1 million? Intrigued? You should be. Today, we're diving deep into the world of the 2003 no mint mark Lincoln penny, uncovering its secrets, and exploring how it could transform your pocket change into a life-changing fortune. So, grab your magnifying glasses and let's embark on this numismatic adventure together. Before we delve into the specifics, let's set the stage with a brief history. The Lincoln penny, featuring the iconic profile of the 16th U.S. President, Abraham Lincoln, has been a staple in American currency since 1909. In 2003, the U.S. Mint produced billions of these pennies across various facilities, including Philadelphia, no mint mark, Denver, D mint mark, and San Francisco, S mint mark for proofs. Mint marks are tiny letters on coins indicating where they were produced. On Lincoln pennies, you'll find them just below the date on the obverse, heads, side. A D signifies Denver, an S stands for San Francisco, and the absence of a mint mark indicates the Philadelphia Mint. While most Philadelphia minted coins are common, certain errors or unique features can make them exceptionally valuable. Now, you might be wondering, why would a 2003 no mint mark penny be worth $2.1 million? Great question. The answer lies in rare minting errors or unique characteristics that occurred during production. These anomalies can include double dies, off-center strikes, or the use of incorrect metal compositions. Such errors are incredibly scarce, and collectors are willing to pay top dollar for these one-of-a-kind pieces. Let me share a little story. A few years back, I was cleaning out my car and found a penny wedged between the seats. It was grimy, and I almost tossed it. But, being the coin nerd I am, I gave it a closer look. To my surprise, it was a 2003 penny with a peculiar doubling on the date. My heart raced as I imagined it being one of those rare errors. After sending it to a professional grading service, I discovered it was indeed a double die error, though not the million-dollar kind. Still, it was valued at a cool $500. Not bad for a coin rescued from the abyss of my car interior. So, how can you determine if your 2003 penny is a hidden gem? Look closely for any doubling or distortion. A magnifying glass or jeweler's loupe can be incredibly helpful. Standard pennies weigh about 2.5 grams. If your penny's weight differs significantly, it might have been struck on an incorrect planchet coin blank. An off-center strike or missing edge lettering can indicate a mint error. If you think you found something special, consider sending your coin to a professional grading service for authentication. The coin collecting community is vast and passionate. Rare error coins can fetch anywhere from a few hundred to several $1 million at auctions. The $2.1 million figure isn't arbitrary. There have been instances where unique pennies fetch such jaw-dropping amounts. Factors influencing the value include the type of error, coin condition, and demand among collectors. Who knew that a simple 2003 no-mint mark Lincoln penny could hold such potential? The next time you come across one, take a moment to inspect it. You might just be holding a fortune in your hand. Remember, treasures aren't always buried. Sometimes, they're hiding in plain sight, jingling in your pocket. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the world of valuable coins and want to uncover more hidden gems in your everyday life, hit that subscribe button and join our community of coin enthusiasts. Share your own coin discoveries in the comments below, and let's keep this treasure hunt going together. Ever thought the humble penny jingling in your pocket could be worth a fortune? Well, today we're diving deep into the world of the 2002 Lincoln penny. Yes, the one you probably overlook daily. We'll explore its history, what makes certain pennies incredibly valuable, and whether your 2002 penny might just be a hidden gem. So, grab your magnifying glasses and let's embark on this numismatic adventure together. Let's kick things off with a bit of history. The Lincoln penny was first minted in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. Designed by Victor David Brenner, it was the first U.S. coin to feature a president's portrait. Over the years, the design has seen changes, but Lincoln's dignified profile remains a constant reminder of his legacy. Fast forward to 2002. The U.S. Mint produced billions of these pennies, specifically over 3.2 billion at the Philadelphia Mint, no mint mark, and over 4 billion at the Denver Mint, marked with a D. Made primarily of zinc with a thin copper coating, each penny weighs about 2.5 grams. With such high production numbers, most 2002 pennies are worth, well, a penny. But don't empty your piggy banks just yet. Coins with low mintage numbers or those that were part of a limited release. Mistakes during production, like double strikes or misprints, can make coins unique and highly sought after. Coins from notable years or events often carry extra value. Pristine, uncirculated coins, especially those with original luster, fetch higher prices. Now, let's address the elephant in the room. Rumors have circulated about a 2002 Lincoln penny without a mint mark selling for a whopping $2.2 million. Sounds exciting, right? However, after thorough research, there's no credible evidence supporting this claim. While certain pennies have fetched high prices, like the 1943 bronze cent sold for $840,000, these are exceptions, not the rule. So, while it's fun to dream, it's essential to approach such claims with a healthy dose of skepticism. While your 2002 penny might not make you a millionaire, other pennies have turned ordinary folks into lucky finders. Due to a minting error during World War II, a few copper pennies were produced instead of the intended steel ones. One of these rare coins sold for $840,000. Featuring the initials of designer Victor David Brenner, this coin's low mintage makes it highly desirable, with some fetching over $300,000. A misalignment during production caused a noticeable doubling effect on the date, making it a favorite among collectors. Let me share a little story. A few years back, I was sorting through a jar of coins. Yes, the infamous coin jar we all have. Amidst the nickels and dimes, I spotted a 1955 penny with a peculiar doubling on the date. My heart raced as I realized it was the famed double-die penny. After getting it authenticated, I sold it for a tidy sum, which funded my dream vacation. So, always check your change. You never know what treasures await. While the 2002 Lincoln penny is a staple in our currency and holds sentimental value, it's unlikely to make you rich. However, the world of coin collecting is full of surprises. That penny in your pocket could be a piece of history worth more than its face value. So, next time you come across a penny, take a closer look. You might just discover a hidden gem. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the world of pennies and want to learn more about coin collecting, rare finds, and how to spot valuable coins, hit that subscribe button. Join our community of enthusiasts, and let's uncover the treasures hidden in plain sight together. All right, picture this. You're digging through your couch cushions, looking for some spare change for a soda, and you pull out a penny. You squint at it, about to toss it in the who cares pile, but then, wait a minute. That little copper beauty could be worth $2.3 million. Yeah, million, with an M. Now, before you start raiding your piggy bank, let me tell you the story of the rarest, most valuable 2011 D Lincoln penny. It's not just any old coin. This little guy is a game changer in the world of coin collecting. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to look for, how to check if you've hit the jackpot, and why this penny is turning heads in the numismatic world. And hey, if you're new here, welcome. We talk about coins worth money, hidden treasures in your pocket change, and how to turn a handful of pennies into a serious payday. So hit that subscribe button if you love the thrill of the hunt. Now, let's get into it. Let me take you back a few years. One day, I was sorting through a giant jar of pennies. One of those 5-gallon water jugs filled to the top. I told myself, I'm just going to check a handful. 5 hours later, I was knee-deep in copper, my fingers stained, my back sore, and my wife standing in the doorway, shaking her head like, "So this is how it ends, huh?" I didn't find $1 million penny that day, but that's the thrill of the hunt. And someone out there did find one. A 2011 D Lincoln penny with a tiny mistake. A little minting error that turned it from pocket change into a millionaire's dream. First off, it was minted in Denver, which you can tell by the little D under the date. But the magic is in the error. See, when coins are struck, everything has to be precise. Pressure, alignment, die condition. If even one tiny thing is off, boom, you've got yourself a rare error coin. In the case of the 2011 D penny, experts believe it has a unique double die error, meaning the design was stamped twice but slightly misaligned. This created a ghostly, almost 3D effect on certain parts of the coin, particularly around Lincoln's profile and the lettering. Some versions also have a rare off-center strike, making them even more valuable. Now, let's talk numbers. When this coin first surfaced, collectors went wild. At auctions, the price kept climbing, $10,000, then $100,000, then $500,000. And finally, at a major auction, one of these beauties sold for an unbelievable $2.30 million. Let that sink in. A penny, worth more than a mansion, more than a Ferrari, more than what most of us will make in a decade. And someone found it in their change. So how do you know if you have one? Here's a quick checklist. Check Lincoln's face. Does it have a shadow effect, like it was stamped twice? Look at the edges. If it's slightly off-center, that's another good sign. Grab a magnifying glass and check for tiny cracks or raised areas. Those could be minting flaws that add value. If you think you have one, don't spend it on a soda. Take it to a coin grading service like PCGS or NGC. Even if it's not the exact $2.3 million version, certain error pennies from this year can still fetch thousands. Now, here's the real kicker. Because people are now aware of this rare penny, the value could go even higher. Collectors love a good story, and this coin has one. If more of these start popping up, auctions could heat up fast. So, next time you get a handful of pennies, don't just toss them aside. That little copper coin in your pocket could be the key to an early retirement. And if you think hunting for rare coins is just a hobby, let me remind you, someone just turned a 1-cent coin into $2.3 million. That's a pretty good return on investment. If you love stories like this, make sure to subscribe. I'll keep bringing you the latest tips, rare coin finds, and strategies to help you turn spare change into real money. And hey, who knows? Maybe next time, it'll be your coin we're talking about. You're digging through some loose change at the bottom of your couch, maybe looking for enough to grab a coffee. When, bam, you find a penny. Just a regular OL penny, right? Wrong. What if I told you that one tiny 1997 D Lincoln penny could be worth a mind-blowing $2.4 million? Yeah, you heard that right. $2.4 million. Now, before you start flipping over every penny you've ever touched, stick with me, because today, we're diving into exactly why this little copper beauty is worth a fortune. I'll share how to spot one, why collectors are losing their minds over it, and, oh yeah, how I once almost spent a rare coin without even realizing it. Trust me, you don't want to miss this. What makes the 1997 D penny so valuable? First things first, what's the big deal with this coin? It's just a regular penny, right? Well, not exactly. Most 1997 D pennies are worth, well, a penny. But then there's the special one, the holy grail of modern pennies. The one that collectors would sell their left shoe, and probably their right one too, to get their hands on. This particular 1997 D penny is a rare error coin. The US Mint is usually pretty precise, but sometimes mistakes happen. And in this case, a major one did. This penny was struck on a planchet that wasn't meant for a regular penny. Some experts believe it was accidentally struck on a foreign coin blank, or even a rare experimental metal. Whatever the case, it has a unique composition that makes it one of a kind. Now, if you've ever wondered why error coins fetch such insane prices, it's simple. Collectors love mistakes. The weirder, the better. It's like finding a baseball card where the player's name is spelled wrong. Except in this case, that mistake is worth a mansion. Okay, so let's say you're all fired up and ready to dig through your jar of pennies. First, check the date. You're looking for a 1997 penny with a D mint mark, which means it was made in Denver. Next, weigh it. A standard penny from that year should weigh 2.5 grams. But this rare one, it's different. Some experts say it weighs slightly more due to the unique metal composition. Finally, look at the details. The color, the texture, does it feel or look unusual? If it does, you might be onto something big. Yeah, but what are the chances of me finding one? Well, let me tell you a little story. A few years ago, I was at a gas station, about to buy a snack. I reached into my pocket, grabbed some change, and handed it over without a second thought. The cashier took the coins, and I walked away. No big deal, right? That night, I was going through some old coins at home, and I realized, wait a second, I had been carrying a rare double-die penny from another year in my pocket all day. My heart sank. I had spent it. I sprinted back to that gas station like my life depended on it. But of course, the coin was long gone. Who knows where it ended up? Maybe someone got it as change and tossed it into a vending machine. Always check your change. Always. Because you never know when you're holding on to a fortune without even realizing it. Now, let's talk numbers. Why would anyone in their right mind pay $2.4 million for a penny? Simple. It's all about rarity and demand. Collectors are constantly hunting for unique coins, and when something this rare pops up, the bidding wars go crazy. The last known sale of this ultra-rare 1997 D penny fetched a record-breaking amount at auction, making it one of the most valuable pennies of all time. If another one were to surface, it could easily match, or even beat, that price. That means you could be sitting on life-changing money without even knowing it. What's the takeaway here? Every single penny in your pocket could be worth more than just 1 cent. That little copper coin you almost ignore? It could be your ticket to a millionaire lifestyle. Now, here's what I need you to do. First, check your change. You never know what you might find. Second, if you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about hidden treasures lurking in your pocket, hit that subscribe button. I've got plenty more tips, tricks, and jaw-dropping coin stories coming your way. And hey, next time you get a penny, don't just toss it aside. Give it a second look. It might just change your life.